Ryan, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how are you? Hey, Richard. So glad to speak to you. I talked to you probably about a year ago. I don't
Okay.
know if you remember or not, but everything in my life now is pretty good. Everything's good. And my question is that in terms of like mother stock, I am currently, business is really good. Good properties, good income, good job. But I would say, two, I would say, candidates for mother stock.
Mm,
And right now is getting to, like, I've been with them, like, one for 6 years and one for 5 years.
do they know
And
about each other?
I actually they do. and
Okay.
and I mean, it's like a love and hate relationship between the two. And one of them is being more, I wouldn't say demanding, that she, would message me every other day saying I want a baby. And obviously, you know, at this point, I am 27.
Hmm.
Um,
How old are these
and
gals?
one is 25 and the other one's 26.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I do mainly real estate, and I own a few transportation company and car rental business.
Okay, so you do pretty good. So what's stopping you from just knocking them both up then and having a whole bunch of kids?
Yeah, I watched a few weeks ago with the family lawyer, and
Hmm.
you know, let's say worst case scenario, because women reserve the right to change their mind at any given moment. Let's say hypothetically they both have one or two children from me, and one day, they could go haywire, or one would get, you know jealous, or in the same household and whatnot. So what's the, worst case scenario, if obviously
So,
marriage is out of the picture?
yeah.
What would the
Where do you
worst
live, by
case
the way?
scenario?
Like in what country? What
I
state?
live in Illinois.
Okay. So if you're not on my email list, Ryan, get on my email list because one of the emails has a private video that I recorded with Tristan Tate a couple years ago.
Yeah,
And it
Tristan.
was a
Okay.
private webinar. Yeah, like you know who the Tate brothers are, obviously, right?
Uh huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I did a video with him privately for the guys in my community because he's got uh, a bunch of kids with more than one
Yeah,
woman,
I know. Yeah, figured that out
and
recently. Yeah.
yeah, and I wanted him to talk. Well, I knew this a couple years ago, so I wanted him to talk about how he runs it and the sort of problems that he runs into. So
Uh huh.
we did an hour and a bit, maybe an hour and a half or something like that. So if you're on that email list, you'll get that video and he explains exactly how he runs that. So that's an option. That's an option that's not contemplated by a lot of guys. It's completely reasonable to do if you absolutely want to do it and you have the financial resources and you set your life up in such a way that you minimize risk and protect yourself from problems.
Uh huh.
But this is a vetting question. This is like, okay, so how do I vet a woman to become the mother of my kids? And I understand a lot of guys still want to have kids. They don't, they read my book, they see the chapter on why smart men don't marry, and they get it, but they still want to have kids. Okay, fine. I will have something for you. That's going to be the Unplugged Alpha's guide to having kids. Um, the long and short of it is it's entirely possible. It's not possible to do it like absolutely foolproof where you're not going to have any
Yeah.
issues, but you
Yeah.
can minimize the risk. You can do it with one woman. You can do it with multiple women. It really
Mhm.
depends on how you want to set your life up and what your objectives are. There's some guys that just want a ton of kids. They're like, just want a dozen kids. I want 30 of them, whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to need more than one chick to do that.
Yeah.
It's just mandatory, right? Like most women can't have that many kids. It's an interesting story. The Guinness Book of World Records, the guy that has had the most children on record is Ishmael the Bloodthirsty, who was a Moroccan sultan. I can't remember what the count was, but it was well over 1,000. Do you know that the maximum number of children a woman has ever had, I think it's something like 59 or 60, But
Wow.
during the course of all those pregnancies, she had a lot of triplets and quadruplets and twins and all that sort of stuff along the way. So multiple kids in one pregnancy. But it's not possible really for a woman to have more than 70, 75 kids, right? Like it's just doesn't exist in them. But men have the ability to spread seed far and wide. So be open to more than just conventional ideas is what I'm saying. But if you like the conventional idea of one man, one woman, and a bunch of kids, then do that. But just you have to make sure you set it up so that you minimize risk. The first thing that you should do is, did you run her up against my 20 red flag chapter?
Yes.
And how many red flags do these women have?
I would say one has a slight attitude problem, and the other has I don't know if I would call jealousy a red flag, but
It's in the red flag
sometimes,
chapter. Extreme jealousy is a red flag.
yeah, sometimes it gets under my nerves where, she wants to know like all the details and everything about the other person, and I don't have too much time to explain it all day, about that stuff. But
okay, but that would go away if you were only dealing with her, I suppose, right? But the other one would still have an attitude issue even if you were just dealing with her.
Exactly. And
you see how you just use logical reasoning to sort of evaluate, scenarios like this?
Yeah, I mean, one scenario in my head, like if let's say they're pregnant or they have a child, and then they could easily, just call the cops and, kick me out of my own home, and, I could go around that with like legal matter. I could say, like I say, my mom owns the house or my brother owns the house, so they can't, do that. So I don't know I know there's no foolproof way, but, I'm just wondering about those cases.
Well, the one with the attitude problem to me is a no-go right off the bat. Right? Because why do you want to deal with the stress of dealing with a disagreeable woman with an attitude?
She's not disagreeable. She does it, I guess, in a submissive way. Like, I think I would say, like, purposely, like, she'll give me attitude, like, sometimes, and then during the end of the day, we just, like, bang it out, if you know what I mean. So, I guess that's type of her personality. But
And do you want to deal with that when she's got your kids and she can really ruin your life?
No.
It's just something to think about, right?
Yeah.
Like you should the first thing you guys should do when you start going, through your head, okay, I want to have kids. Should I call Rich and ask him the best way to do that? Vet them against the red flag chapter. Make sure that they have no red flags. Or if it's something, like ridiculous, like they have a shopping addiction, right? Like that's like number, I don't know, number 20 on the list. Like she's got an addictive personality. She buys like 5 lamps. She brings them home. She's got to try them out on the table. Then she's got to return 4 of them. That's something that they can work on easily.
I had my ex with that same exact problem, and at the end of the day it didn't work out because of that, and daddy issues. So now it's a lot more peaceful. So
all right, well, again, start with the 20 red flags. Get on my email list. Watch the video with me and Tristan sort of chopping it up. It's a private video. You won't find it on my channel. It's just there on the email list. I think you can't get to it directly. You're going to have to go through like 8 or 9 emails. They'll come your way, but it'll get you eventually. So do that. And then, keep an eye open for my course when it becomes available. Okay, Ryan?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, buddy. Take care. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here. And pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.